What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Holy fast move speed, professional caster, I think not. Spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Kimo. The map is Marsh. And this game here, I'll tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you that this game is about an hour long. That's not a spoiler. That's just telling you about how long it goes for. Pretty wild right now. This was sent to me by Matreiuss, and he said this game is really good, and he wants to have it seen. So I'm excited for this one. Let's have a little watch, see how it goes. And basically here we've got the classic matchup. We've been seeing a lot of this matchup of late. Poseidon versus Ra. Poseidon, one of those gods who can very much deal with a lot of what Ra wants to accomplish. The late game Ra dream is not so much a dream against the late game Poseidon dream. It's a very similar dream in that the Ra player wants to make lots of mercenary and the Poseidon player wants to make lots of militia, and then they kind of cancel each other out. The Poseidon player wants to use his Polyphemus. The Ra player has no real good answer for Polyphemus. We see a little bit of a missed opportunity at a finished storehouse here, but this is what we're going to see. The map is Marsh. Let's just check this one out for the moment. Town centers for Matreiuss. A little bit average here. There is a decent hunt here against Ra. It's not going to be the biggest issue that this isn't smack bang on the town center. But he will have to walk for this deer, which is going to make him a little bit sad. He's also got this town center in the front, which is going to be able to have at least one water buffalo on this one. You might be able to get the other water buffalo to come in here and sit on the town center as well. Thank you so much for the prime. Get over it, dude. Appreciate you, man. Fantastic name, I tell you what. Now, we check the town centers for Kimo now. So, moving over into the back corner. He's got this town center. He's got some hippopotamus on this town center. Only 600 food here. Probably not enough, maybe enough actually, to get to the second age. The third age, just off of food. Might be wrong on that one, but he does have it here. Thanks so much for the Prime, Talandra. Appreciate you guys. 2 primes. If anyone else has a Prime subscription, come subscribe. It's free, right? You have to give it to someone. So anyways, we got the large gold mine here for Kimo as well as for Matreiuss. They're both here. We've got one large gold mine for each player. Super close. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. It shines when I PK. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, man. I was asking for the free ones, but thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so the thing is, this means Matreiuss probably not going to have a good time killing this gold mine, because what will happen is Kimo will get this town center. He'll be able to eat this. He'll be able to throw up a Migdol stronghold. There won't be a lot of opportunity for Matreiuss to kick Kimo off this gold mine. So we see how it's going to go, but it's going to be a tough one. We are seeing the villagers dumping all the gold in over here, doing all the good stuff. And he's getting himself up to the next age, going through Tar. We've got Matreiuss over here. He is going through Hermes. Hermes, the god of choice. We get 10% villager move speed here for Kimo. That relic is actually a big deal. A lot of people undervalue how good that relic is, and Kimo picking it up here, very, very great. It does give him a small boost on farms, and then also, for example, hunting is going to give him a small boost as well. Cutting down that walking time is always very, very good. Matreiuss on the way to the second age. He's got 7 villagers on gold. He's got 5 villagers on wood, looking to get himself his second town center when he can, but still going to be a hot minute until he can actually grab that one. Because he's a little bit short on the gold, and I assume he's going to want to get out Theseus straight away. But sometimes we see delayed Theseus maybe, and we are seeing Matreiuss look like he's going for the forward town center. Obviously, the back one, he didn't like it. This one at least has 800 food on it, kind of, so he's going to be going for that. And we do see Kimo immediately grabbing himself this town center. Fair is going to be swinging around. Theseus actually is already out, so I tell a lie. Matreiuss is going to easily be able to get his town center up straight away. No problems here. But will he be looking for relics? Is he going to go for any harass? What else is on the map here? We do have this relic up in the top corner, near Odin Spear, giving him access to some stronger hoplite. This relic's actually really, really good for the Ra player, actually, especially in this matchup, because it basically makes this spearman ridiculously strong when tied with Horus. So Horus plus Horus Spearman, or Horus plus Guggenheim Odin's Spear starts tilting those Spearmen way over the edge in the efficiency department against kind of everything. Anyways, Kimo's got his town center up. He's going to be eating these hippopotamus. He is going over onto the lumber camp, which does confuse me a little bit. I think it depends on how much food he's got in his base, I guess. But I do think that for the most part, if you can get to the heroic age without farming, you want to do that. And he's got just a little bit more food here. So 800 food on this town center, plus 800 food here, plus the pigs. So these villagers could jump onto the pigs, eat those, and he should be able to get to that third age just off of food, 8 minute to 8:30 advance time, and have a really, really strong game here. But Kimo opting to go for the more economic route, going to get himself Shadoof, husbandry, pickaxe, and go that way. We are seeing a little bit of that's pretty annoying there from Matreiuss. I tell you what, killing off this hippopotamus outside of the range of the town center. Very, very cheeky boy here. It also blocks the gold mine a little bit as well. So you can hunt delete this with a mining camp. It's not a problem. But the problem, it's just that's just cheeky from Matreiuss. So is going to be living the dream here. And we do see the trio of monkeys has been grabbed from Matreiuss as well. This relic, I don't like this relic that much. It doesn't cost any population, but the problem is if you move this around with your army, it really slows the army down. So I actually prefer to use these as kind of 3 scouts, just to have them sitting around the map giving me some line of sight. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Get over it, dude. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. You guys are so generous right now. We are seeing the monkeys, the baboon, the relic monkeys push in. They're going to get thwarted by the Wadget as the villagers are pulling back. Want to keep those alive as Kimo's attempting to get to the next age as soon as he possibly can. How far away is he? He's got a lot of gold in the bank. He's going to be getting Shadoof through very shortly, 80% of the way through. These villagers finishing up on this hippopotamus. Very, very sadly looking at that hippopotamus over here. So Kimo's just going to wait on this one, and then he's going to throw down all his farms. I want to tell you guys, the farm placement here, if you're in this situation, you should be building each of these farms manually. It makes them build so much quicker. Each one of these farms takes 4.5 seconds for a Shadoof villager to train. If you go ahead and go idle villager F left click, you're going to be able to get these farms up in total faster and more resources in if you do that manually than if you shift click them. It's a little bit better than on Age of Empires 4, but a little bit less of a difference, but it's still very important. I'll do a side-by-side comparison at some point and show you the difference on food income for the first dumpage. Anyways, thanks so much for the 200 bits, E-Dip. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for your generosity tonight. We've got some fantastic games coming at you. Very excited to watch them as Kimo is now going to be on the way to the next age. He's going for a very late advance time, but 18 farms. So this is a huge economic boom from Kimo. Matreiuss is taking this time right now to just chuck walls up. Calmly, collectively, getting all his walls up. He hasn't gone for 3 town centers, staying on 2 town centers, and he's going to be going through to the heroic age himself here. So he wants to get. He's actually not built too many units either. Just some archers, some Toxotes here. So just nice and slow, easy. 2 town center, kind of fast heroic, delayed fast heroic. Very, very strong. Very, very strong. And here we go. The walls popping up over here for Matreiuss. I think this is going to be really, really hard for Kimo, though he does have this water here that could be used. I think that it's probably, you don't necessarily have to build a dock here, but you can use your rock. So the idea here is that Matreiuss is all walled up and he's not going to be expecting raids. So what Kimo can do is he can send his rock over this way, and he can be transporting cavalry from this location over to this location, and then raiding with them, and then send the rock off with the Patsukos to raid somewhere else, and get him behind those walls very, very nicely. So let's see if that's something that Kimo is going to want to try here. These villagers moving up to the top gold mine, very, very greedy from Kimo, but I think he is kind of aware of what's going on here as Matreiuss is going through Aphrodite. A bit of a guess considering, like, if you look at Kimo's line of sight, he doesn't really see what's going on, and I mean, Matreiuss could be doing anything here, but I think maybe the score gives it away, and Kimo's just going to very happily get this Migdol Stronghold up. Not going to take too much damage here. And the question from here really is, where does Matreiuss go? Is he going to be throwing up a fortress? Does he go straight to the Mythic Age? Is he going to go for mass army here? He is chucking up a bunch of these things. Thanks so much for the 100 bits there. It shines when I PK. Appreciate you guys so much. So very, very giving in this beautiful holiday spirits. Hope everyone had a great Christmas as well. There's the Rock coming in. Going to be able to pick up a couple of villages here. Matreiuss reacts immediately, but he will be losing at least one unless the Patsucos gets a bit confused about who he wants to target. And there's one villager there for Kimo as the raids have started. The villagers moving over here. Where is the Hippolyta? I don't see her anywhere just yet. There she is, going to be making her way over to this rock and putting a stop to its shenanigans. That is a word, I'm telling you guys. Maybe it's not. But we will be seeing the rock sitting alive here with 19 HP as Kimo decides to shifting sands it. Matreiuss is going to be deleting those immediately in order to rebuild his Hippolyta over here. Very, very smart. We see a very nice wall over on this side of the map as well from Matreiuss, as well as Kimo starting to send his cavalry out. Does lose that one, unfortunately, as Matreiuss manages to deal with that. But the Patsucos still getting villager kills left, right, and center. But the Hippolyta is out. The rock is going to be leaving this location here as the Hippolyta will be able to finish off that Patsucos. Kimo might be thinking about trying to bring this one back home and healing it back up because it does cost favor. You don't really want to be spending that favor here. And if we check out what Kimo's doing over here, we'll see how it's going. We do see some Hippocon are getting picked off. The heavy cavalry do come through now. Kimo's ready. He's getting up his siege work. He's going to be grabbing this town center very, very soon after. You have to imagine. I doubt he's going to stay 1 or 2 town center and go to the Mythic Age, as Matreiuss is already 3 town centers getting his villagers out. He does have to worry about his farm transition as he's about to be running out of food. He does have a ton of hunt over here though, so can eat this for days, but does have to be very, very careful about locust and things like that. We are going to be seeing the walls that Matreiuss put up earlier going to be taken out. These Toxotes getting sniped by the chariot archers here as the Wadgets do some very, very helpful damage with the help of those chariot archers behind it. Meanwhile, we do have that stray stable. This is a Matreiuss classic. Stray stable side build on both sides of the map here. We do see Kimo. He's going after this villager, trying to be preventing this one. And this is a big reason why I feel like maybe WoW players should consider making spearmen in the classical age, just to make sure that they can prevent these side builds from coming up. Because once they come up, they're just annoying. They're just annoying. So if you get some spearmen out and just make sure you've got good eyes on the map, you can prevent those villagers and get some sneaky kills, preventing all that from happening. But no spearmen out here for Matreiuss, for Kimo, as he is going to be pushing back. Getting pushed back. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Kilty, thank you so much. Appreciate you. You are a wonderful human. And I can't wait to see you one day in Scotland. One day. Alrighty. Matreiuss retreating from this angle. And from this angle, he's getting more stone walls up as he's really just trying to push forward slowly in this game, boxing Kimo in. If we check out his perspective, he's got a lot of resources. He's probably got himself irrigation, shaft mine. Kimo is doing this perfectly now. I've talked about this. I'll talk about it every single time. Egyptian players need to prioritize themselves irrigation and shaft mine. It gives a huge bonus to the resources. Bowsaw gives nothing. Don't worry about it. Get carpenters when you can though, so you do have to get bowsaw eventually, but you don't have to worry about it in the heroic age. As you're going to get carpenters is when you want to think about getting that one. And also that quarry doesn't matter that much either. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay. It shines when I PK with another gifted sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Alrighty. Siege Tower now creeping in for Kimo. We are seeing these Hippocon over here are going to get taken out as Kimo really wants to start up his trade route. He doesn't have that market down that he would like. He can set up an inefficient trade route from this corner to his hometown center. He could put the market down on this location here, but he definitely wants to clean this up, put the wall in here, and make sure that he can get that set up. Because right now, Kimo is just trying to get into his opponent's base. He's going through Osiris. Matreiuss going through a fight, just actually getting to the Mythic Age first here, and he still has access to Seas fight, so he can use that whenever he wants. We are seeing the Prodromus are out now for Matreiuss, going to be targeting down that siege tower, moving in here, these villagers sitting on the wood line. And we are seeing some barracks coming down for Kimo now because he's realizing going to have to deal with those Prodromus somehow. Need to get those spearmen out. And now we do see Kimo getting pushed back by that Nemean lion. It's a very, very tough task to kill off the Nemean lion here. There's the Hephaestus. Without having any heroes in your army. And Ra really struggles with this because you don't want priests in your army. They don't really do anything. You want your pharaoh on your trade route, so you don't want it in your army. It can be tough for Ra players to deal with this Nemean lion when they've lost their Petsukos. That is. But now we are seeing the Atlanta getting a little bit confused about where she wants to be, getting surrounded by those cavalry and losing her life. And there's Kimo's Mythic Age just about coming through now. He's starting to get himself some armory upgrades. How are the economic upgrades looking now? Still hasn't got anything else, but he will be thinking about getting that fairly soon. Getting everything else. We see copper weapons coming through as Kimo starting slowly to push through as those militia turning around. Fighting back, there's the spearmen, unupgraded spearmen, but they are unupgraded Hippocon, so it's kind of okay. And we are seeing over on this location, Kimo pushing through yet another wall here. The problem right now for Kimo, no line of sight of this location. So Matreiuss could be getting very, very much set up over on that corner, and Kimo's going to need to work out that very soon. We do see the camels coming over here, get a big, big raid onto Matreiuss's villages as they are getting pushed back. Matreiuss here, he's got himself set up with the classic Matreiuss market. For those of you who are... Well, let's check out the Locust first before we give you some little tips for Matreiuss to start thinking about. Okay, so he picks off 2 villages with the Locust. A little bit of an unfortunate Locust here for Kimo, but he's not going to be too upset. He did push off that food. But what you can do, if you haven't got line of sight of the very edge of the map, don't build the market. Send the villager over here. You will have idle villages. You have to check them eventually and then build the market up. That's the secret. That's the secret. We've got Lundberg in the chat saying 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's not bad, but you're missing out on, I would say, where's Camel? Give me a donkey caravan. Just one. Just this one. All right. We'll look at it when he's got some gold. All right. So Kimo's now got himself the Son of Osiris here. Going to be pushing forward. We do see the Toxotes over here. They're going to be actually able to capture Kimo's Son of Osiris. Kimo in a very, very poor position there, but he does manage to get away without losing too much. That donkey caravan has 104 gold. If it was on the edge of the map, it'd be 110 gold. So that's 6 gold more a trip, basically. It seems like. Maybe a little bit more, actually. But it does make a big difference. And now Kimo, in the 16th minute of this game, he is going for a Titan. He is going for a Titan, a super, super fast Titan. He's got himself flight control, bow saw, shaft mine. He's going to be getting himself everything else. Carpenters. He's going to get that quarry soon, I assume. His trade route is getting spammed out now. Moving up into this top corner of the map, we see the cavalry taking down this stable as well. Over here, we do see that Nemean lion is getting taken down here. And Matreiuss, on the other hand, he has to figure out how is he going to deal with a Titan right now? We do see some Oxy war barges coming in to take down this fortress, which means Matreiuss is going to try and throw down his own dock right now, and 6 militia do pop out for Matreiuss. As Matreiuss is now kind of heavy infantry, heavy Toxotes. He's swinging around this side, still not able to make too much ground here. But mostly the problem for Matreiuss is no secrets of the Titans. He's got the favor now. He's got the resources to get it. He is now going through it. So we're at 5% secrets of the Titans to Kimo, who's already got it out, but he hasn't placed it down just yet. It's seeming like what Kimo's trying to do, and I could be wrong about this, but baiting Matreiuss into getting his own secrets of the Titan, because he realizes Kimo's got the resources now, and he's just trying to buy time in order to get himself set up trade route-wise. I could be wrong about that, but maybe he's just forgotten that his Titan Gate is ready to be thrown down. But I think that Kimo just wants to bait out something, and we do see, while this is all going on, the settlement was in range of the Oxy War Barge and will take down that town center. We see the heavy Toxotes coming in onto this location, will be taking down the War Barges now very, very quickly. Burning Pitch gives a slight bonus, I think it's of 50% archer damage to ships, so that's going to be able to take down these ships very, very fast. And now all the docks do get cleaned up. Meanwhile, Kimo's now moving over onto this location. Is going to be able to come into a very, very large amount of population that he can push in onto this location and take this town center back. Meanwhile, Kimo's now ready to put some towers down, and there's no fortress up anymore for Matreiuss. I don't think he doesn't have the fortress up here, and we are going to be seeing Kimo now going to get targeted down. Hephaestus has come through, so full iron out basically for Matreiuss. Kimo's not quite full upgrades just yet. The Son of Osiris is getting targeted down as Kimo's trying to grab this town center for himself. Just 2 villages on it, and we are seeing those mercenary coming through for Kimo here as the Titan Gate does get thrown down, but there's units already in here. Could be very, very close if Kimo targets this one. No, he doesn't. It's looking like this is probably going to be fine for Matreiuss. That was ballsy there. Super lucky Kimo didn't target that down. He could have ended the game right then and there, but guard towers now coming up for Kimo, and he's going to be able to control this location with all of these units. Matreiuss now, he's at 107 of 140 population. Not that many military buildings here, it seems. The villagers are going to be coming forward now, going to attempt to get this town center up. Kimo is trying his darndest to try and get that ceasefire down with this villager to chuck it out, but Matreiuss is going to be too smart. He's not going to cast ceasefire until he's very, very sure that he's got the town center going himself. There he goes. He's got his town center. 5 villagers on it. Should be enough, but he might send a few more just to be 100% safe. Will get himself back this town center. Meanwhile, we see the walls coming down for Matreiuss, making sure he walls this off so that Kimo cannot get this. And now Kimo begins researching his own secrets of the Titans. Kimo cancelled it before. What a bait, because it doesn't show you that your opponent cancels Secrets of the Titans. It just tells you when they start it. So a very, very nice play from Kimo thus far, but it's going to allow a big percentage advantage for Matreiuss here on this Titan. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get any value from it. He's going to attempt to push forward as best as he can. The ceasefire is gone now, so Kimo is going to have all of the initiative here in this game to do whatever he really wants. The walls for Matreiuss, they're not all back up yet, so that's something Matreiuss probably could have thought about doing in this moment here. But now Matreiuss has got 8 villages on food with next to 0 food in the bank, and he's actually going to be in a lot of trouble here. As Kimo, he's in a similar situation, but he's full population. He's got the mummy. He's got the Son of Osiris. The units are going to die very, very quickly for Matreiuss, even with full iron here, as the siege tower is trying to come in. And look at this wall situation from Kimo. Absolutely disgusting. He's just throwing the walls up everywhere, making sure that there's no weak points here in this game. We do see the spearmen now coming through for Kimo, going to be tanking very, very nicely here as he's having to pull back because the hoplites are currently out. That's not really enough chariot archers here. There's the Secrets of the Titans through for Kimo. He's going to be throwing his Titan Gate down somewhere in his base. We've got 85% of the way through to the Titan Age now for Matreiuss. The question is, will this Titan be able to get across the map and hit this Titan Gate? That's a very, very interesting question. We'll see if that's the case here. Right now, the siege towers pushing out of this location as more hoplites coming in. It's looking like this is probably going to be held by Matreiuss for the time being here. Polyphemus coming out. The Son of Osiris still 130 HP remaining here. And the units of Kimo, this is mostly just mercenary cavalry doing all the work here in this game for Kimo, and he's going to be able to spam them for days here, as he does have this market up in the corner. You see all the markets getting thrown up for Kimo, just keeps on throwing him down, doesn't want to be in a position where he gets Hetyroi raided and loses his trade route. So very, very smart here. As now we see the Polyphemus coming forward. Nice micro from Kimo yet again. 54 HP, still getting super value from this Son of Osiris. But more archers, hoplites coming in, 30 HP. Nice garrison yet again, but the Titan is here. 30% of the way through on the Titan Gate for Kimo here. He's at 5,000 HP, and Matreiuss's Titan will be making the leaps forward here in an attempt to try and get through, but I think Kimo is getting a lot of value out of his Son of Osiris now, right? You see 6,800 HP remaining on this Titan as the... got to be careful. The Son of Osiris might actually die here to splash damage as he does fall. And that's going to be a very, very tough situation now for Kimo to be in. He's going to be attempting to path block this Titan to the best of his ability. Now we see Ture. I can't say that name. We see the Pharaoh come through for Kimo, going to be pushing back here 60% of the way through to the Titan Gate here, as we do have 30 plus villagers on this Titan Gate for the time being, trying to get that out as fast as they possibly can. The barracks is getting taken down here for Matreiuss, by Matreiuss, as Kimo's town center is now under siege, and it's looking like Matreiuss says, you know what, I don't think I can kill the Titan, but I can kill the town center. So we're going to take that advantage, try and trade the Titan for the Titan, and see if we can continue in this game. The priests are out right now for Kimo, as he's trying to get as much damage done to this Titan as is humanly possible. We've almost lost 1,000 HP here for Matreiuss's Titan, as the Titan Gate just about to finish with about 90%, and it's going to be a Titan war coming very shortly. Let's see if Kimo does the animation cancel trick here to get this Titan out just that little bit quicker. If you don't know, you can cast stop command on your Titan to skip this animation to get him to walk a little bit faster, but we don't see Kimo doing that one, as he is. It depends on if you can actually select it or not. I think there's certain Titans you can, certain Titans you can't. I could be wrong about that. But the Titan now going to be stamping forward. We're going to be seeing another Migdol stronghold going down. So 700 resources, 400 resources, 1,100 resources getting taken out here by this Titan. But we're down a lot of HP. That's going to be 1,300 HP that Kimo's going to have on top of his opponent's Titan. And we also still have siege towers. Matreiuss is going to be retreating, wants to get the Polyphemus involved. So we'll see how this is going to go. The Polyphemus is a big damage dealer to the Titan, because you can see the Titan, he's got tons of hack armor, tons of pierce armor, and tons of crush armor, but it's not 99%. So the crush damage does actually come into play here, as we are seeing the units retreating away. Currently still trying to fight each other. We see the Polyphemus now, big thwack there, already down nearly 2,000 HP, as now we're seeing some more of these come through. There's the Titans going after each other. The priest targeting down Matreiuss's Titan, the Polyphemus targeting down Kimo's Titan, and both Titans just whacking each other. 3,600 HP to 4,600 HP here. A very close fight, but definitely Kimo will come out with a slight edge here, it seems, and be able to make his way out of this location and potentially also kill a town center. So let's see if it's about 1,000 HP remaining for Kimo's Titan here, and it's looking like it is just barely going to be a little bit less than that, as the Titan does fall. 770 HP remaining for Kimo's Titan. The Polyphemus is very low HP as well. Will get picked off fairly soon, it seems, as Kimo now pushing forward, but the Heliopoli is out. Now we're seeing Matreiuss pushing forward with the guard towers, trying to get a very solid grounding here on this location. We've got Kimo not putting pressure anywhere else. This dock over here is getting taken down, as we are seeing some Oxy war barges coming out, as Kimo was utilizing the dock defense mechanic there of garrison units killing off a Pentaconta before he drops this out. And we'll see if Matreiuss is going to notice that one or not. The Titan of Kimo just about to fall. It's probably worth it to just delete this bad boy at this point to get that 20 favor back. Sorry, not favor, 20 population back. And we do see the Pharaoh going to be empowering this one back up. But before the Titan falls, he does manage to take down one Petropolis. Now we see the Heliopoli will come in and be able to deny this town center for just a little bit longer, as Matreiuss is fully set up on this location here with so many guard towers, and he's just going to keep throwing them up on this location. We'll see if Kimo is going to have any reaction to this. Still more siege towers. Kimo's 127 of 140 population. Tons of these markets and trade route shenanigans going on for Kimo. He's getting himself 111 gold a trip here, and you can see just how close this civilization matchup is, as normally at this position here, we would see a huge advantage for Matreiuss, or for Kimo here, but it's just not the case. And now Kimo is going to have to do something sneaky here with his Oxy war barges. He is going after these docks. We see the Pentaconta is getting built, but Kimo is saying, I'm going to take these docks down, give myself just a little bit more time, but he's not fast enough as the Pentacontas do come down. Villagers moving forward now as well for Kimo, and also these militia, they actually get manually deleted because they're a little bit out of the game here, as we see the Polyphemus over here, these mercenary cavalry pushing in, going to be able to actually take him down very easily. The Axemen are out, probably not the most useful of units here, generally speaking, with just kind of mercenary, catapult, siege, and maybe some chariot archers, or maybe some elephants, maybe some spearmen. But the axemen, they're good against these infantry units here, so it's not a bad idea. We just see the Helioplate just about finished off here, as all of these do get picked off. But now we've got the ramming galleys out, and we have a catapult coming through for Kimo. This is smart by Kimo, because the Oxy war barges, they don't do a lot of damage to the docks, but the catapults do. So this is going to take this dock down. It's going to take this dock down as well. So we do see the tower going to get denied as well. One shot, two-shotting that guard tower that's going up. And we will be seeing on this location, Matreiuss, he is struggling. I'm not sure what he's struggling with here. He's just maybe not producing units out at this point. Maybe just trying to get more of those Heliopoli out, which isn't actually a bad idea if you just go pure Heliopoli hoplite. It's actually a really, really strong comp, super difficult to defend against. But it's looking like Matreiuss is just not spending the resources, too concerned with having to deal with what's going on over here. And we are seeing the towers are out, and they're going to be able to take down these boats very, very fast. And it's looking like Kimo's actually deleted those, and he's going full after this town center here, as we see these guard towers falling, the siege works going down as well. So many Petropolis here for Matreiuss. The thing about Petropolis is, for the Greeks, there is this late game dream of a Greek player, which is Toxotes, Petropolis, towers, walls. The walls aren't set up for these Petropoli. The towers were, and we didn't have Toxotes. So not quite ready for the Petropolis, as these mercenary cavalry will keep streaming in here, keep doing tons of damage. So we are seeing some walls now coming down for Kimo, as he wants to prevent this from continuing, or Matreiuss wants to prevent it from continuing, but Kimo wants to keep going here, it seems. But he's almost pushed through over here. Matreiuss 150 of 140 population. Looks like the town center did actually end up falling here after all of that chaos. And it's looking like the villagers moving over for Matreiuss, wants to get this back. And this will probably give Kimo enough time to reclaim his town center. It should give him enough time to reclaim his town center. He's sending more villagers forward. Matreiuss has got tons of resources in the bank. Kimo with next to no resources in the bank, though. 115 of 140 population. Tons of camel caravans spamming out mercenary from his hometown center. Spamming out villagers over here, as his villagers are getting picked off in the middle of the map. And Matreiuss is making this game very, very tough for Kimo's. This town center still not yet back up, but the Pentacont is out for Matreiuss. Kimo with nothing out just yet. More towers coming down over here. Baluster Tower has come through for Kimo now. These Baluster Towers doing 16.24 damage here. Very, very strong. Now we're seeing this fortress over here going to get taken out. Nice play by Kimo, but that will mean that Matreiuss gets a whole bunch of militia to push forward. Matreiuss back up to 3 town centers. Kimo still 2 town centers, not able to get this just yet. We are seeing a fortress going up in his face, in the face of Kimo, right in front of these catapults. But the militia come in, will be taking down these catapults very, very soon here. One more catapult left, going after the fortress. The Polyphemus returning in onto this location. Up on this location here, the Atlanta's actually tanking a ton of damage here by those axemen, as the Hippaspis coming through, as well as the hoplite and the militia. Basically pure infantry here for Matreiuss. Finally, we see Matreiuss using something not named Hippocon. I mean, he's been doing it for a while in this game, but I've been saying hoplites are good, right? Hoplites are very, very good, but Kimo's still struggling to get his town center back here. I would love to see Matreiuss still going Heliopoli at this point. Heliopoli hoplite, so hard for Ra specifically, and the other Egyptians to deal with it, because they want to build axemen to kill your your hoplite, but they want to build spearmen to kill your Heliopoli. So not being able to do both is very, very tough, or having to micro it is very, very tough. And then the Heliopoli can actually kill the axemen as well, because they deal a ton of damage to those. But we aren't seeing that just yet. In fact, where is Matreiuss? He does have some Heliopoli coming out of this fortress, but Kimo is just consistently taking these down with his catapult here. Might even be worth it for Matreiuss to just get some more safe fortress in the back here, so he can spam those siege weapons out to push through these towers, because Kimo was making this very, very tough for Matreiuss to make any ground here. We do see a dock over on this location, but Kimo's already walled this off. You can do some sneaky shenanigans by putting a bunch of villagers over here and chop through the wood. But that's a long play there. And you see the militia come through and take down these catapults yet again. Got boiling oil out for Kimo as well, as he's going to be attempting to hold over here. We see yet again these docks with some units in them, some ballister ships, some oxy war barges. They'll get taken down very quickly. And the town center is going to be safe for another day as more of these Pentaconters are coming out. But it's a big population distraction here. As more docks coming down, we got the catapult in here as well. This is going to be a very tough game for Matreiuss to actually make any ground, because there's so much population being spent over here that he's finding it very hard to push on this location. But Gold Colossus now out for Matreiuss. This is very smart. There are mummies available for Kimo though, and he's got himself 100 favor in the bank with 4 monuments. So he's easily going to be able to get those mummies out as he needs to. But the Polyphemus is in right now, taking down the catapult and then making his way over probably onto the towers, but does end up losing his life there to the arrows coming out of these baluster towers. Catapult for Kimo does get taken down here. As we are seeing some cheeky raids. There is a little bit of a side build location that Matreiuss could start taking, which is right in here. If he can get in here with a bunch of buildings, get really annoying, break through this wall, get in here, get really annoying, then he can start putting pressure on this town center as well as putting pressure over here. Seeing some more guard towers coming out, and this is the problem here. The Axemen are out, but the Heliopoli are out. We are starting to see some Toxotes now coming through from Matreiuss, which are going to deal with everything very nicely. But you do want those hoplites to deal with those mercenary cavalry as well. As we do see the Pharaoh here, going to be taking down those Gold Colossus nicely. But the Heliopoli, look at that damage. They're siege weapons, and they just completely decimate the units. And we see Polyphemus back in yet again. More towers falling for Kimo as Matreiuss is making his way through. The mummy in on this location here can take down this Gold Colossus immediately, and that's exactly what's going to be happening there. Unfortunate for Matreiuss, but that's exactly what happens in this matchup. Polyphemus now coming in, going to be able to smack that mummy to death there. Two-shotting that one there. Makes it look like nothing. Smacking the minion away. Does take that one down. Another mummy is coming in onto this location. They're going to be one-hitting a bunch of units, but the Polyphemus is here to take this one down. Do we see much going on over here? Not really, as more docks are up. We do see the walls have been broken down by Matreiuss on this location. We're starting to see some towers over here as well for Matreiuss. Still no Tyroid raids started, as he is slow pushing this town center. He realizes that this is where the advantage is. If he can get this town center for himself, he will be completely fine in this game. So we'll see if that's going to be able to happen. And now we see the baluster towers falling yet again. There's not much left here for Kimo. Kimo still with very little resources in the bank, as his militia going to town on that catapult here. The Toxotes trying to push this right in here, but now maybe too many Toxotes, I guess. I'm not sure. Honestly, like, these Toxotes here against the mercenary cavalry without any towers makes it very hard. It does have some hoplite out. More military buildings coming in as another fortress goes down. So too comes another stream of militia. So they just kind of facepalm into each other, faceplant into each other. Meanwhile, we do have a stray fortress attempting to come up over on this location, as Kimo's got himself a catapult inside of this siege works here. And that's going to be able to prevent this from going up for the time being here. Now we see the fortress under attack. You know what's funny? There's probably a point here where Matreiuss probably should have just gone for a wonder instead of continued to push. Probably would have been really hard for Kimo to recoup, push everything back, and win this game. But wonders are lame, so there. Now these are Petropolis doing good work here, but still these towers are going up kind of faster than they're going down in a way. As you can see, another one going back up. The Pharaoh's here to help out. The villagers sitting idly by. Tower does go down here, it seems. So Matreiuss making some small ground, but now we've got the villager rock drop from Kimo. This here is one of the strongest late game plays you can do as Egyptian. As we do see the walls now coming up over here. These two villagers going to be throwing down a barracks or a siege works or something over here. And if we check Matreiuss' perspective, he sees nothing over here. But with this marker going up, that's going to actually probably give him line of sight over here as well, because he's probably got himself... he's got still signal flares, no carrier pigeons, so it might not be quite enough. It's not. That's why you get carrier pigeons. We do see the market having to be deleted. Now Matreiuss moving over onto this market here. And what's happening in that corner? It looks like Kimo's leaving the corner, instead opting to maybe control this location. And if he controls this, he can get the dock back up and start going out to the fortified town center again. Meanwhile, Matreiuss still just trying to push through this town center, but it's not happening just yet. The walls are coming up doubly here as the Oxy Juggernaut is just chilling, trying to pick everything off. But this is going very, very nicely for Kimo this side. But I would have liked to see maybe a couple more villagers over here, but obviously Kimo doesn't have that much in the way of resources. And oh no, Kimo's trade route has fallen victim to the oldest trick in the book as it gets bonked by the wood line. Oh no, and that's why Kimo's got no resources now. He's going to have a big, big income of gold very, very shortly. Kimo should just wall this off and stop chopping this wood line down, because it's very, very annoying. As we do see that lumber camp coming over here, if we can open it up on this side, it's completely fine. But that's very, very funny here. And now Kimo has to rebuild these towers as Matreiuss still trying to make some ground over here. You can see set up on the top side of the map over here. He has actually lost his town center yet again as Kimo continuously targeting it down, abusing this marsh forest here. What Matreiuss should be doing here is this marsh forest should have been chopped down ages ago. Take all the villagers that you have chopping wood down. So where are they? They're all over this side of the map, and bring them over here to chop this wood down. So now Kimo's taking this opportunity now. He's moving in with a ton of villagers. He's got 21 villagers on this town center. We do see a Metropolis is here, and Kimo is trying to shoot this up, but no pharaoh, no priest. So it's going to be a slow one, even with 21 villagers. And we do see the Metropolis now going to be able to prevent this from going up yet again. The militia coming in for Matreiuss to help him out just a little bit. And you can see Matreiuss is continuously above population, because every time one of these buildings gets taken out, that's another wave of these militia that come in. And there's the Colossus coming through. And we do see the villagers now on this location going to be grabbing that for himself. And the thing right now is that Kimo, he could have built this siege works and be sieging this town center from this side very, very safely here with some more walls, but he didn't go for it. Town center is still shooting up here. The ferry here getting chased by those militia. I believe Kimo going to just garrison here in attempts to get that town center empowered. He just needs just that little bit of empowering. He can't get it just yet, as the Metropolis does manage to keep it going down. But now the Pharaoh is empowering. It's going up so fast, and he gets it up just in time there. We've got double Pharaohs out right now for Kimo as well. So now Kimo is 3 town centers. Matreiuss is 2 town centers. The reversal in this game is absolutely real, but it's looking like Matreiuss is going to be able to get his town center back up, and it's going to be 3 town centers apiece. Kimo is going to be set up, and he is ready to just be solid in this game and make the slow push happen. So many axemen out now for Kimo. Matreiuss' town center is up. And we're 153 population to 149 population. Kimo does need to get himself some more villagers out here. He's still building villages out of 1 town center, but out of this town center as well, get himself up just that little bit more food income, maybe up to 30 villagers here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Or maybe 25 is probably okay. But more towers coming up for Kimo as he's going to be slow pushing into this town center here and seeing if he can get any sort of security over there. Meanwhile, we've got the Heliopolis pushing through here, and he's pushed through the walls. We've got the Oxy Juggernaut here as well. These towers all going up very, very fast. Kimo has not reacted just yet to this push as the Heliopolis is going to come through, going to be able to take down the Migdol Stronghold, take down the siege works. There's no barracks over here for quick spearmen to come through. And over here, we will be seeing a small small amount of ground to be made by Kimo, but Kimo cannot afford to lose his trade route at this point because if he loses it, this is all of his income. How many camel caravans do we actually have here for Kimo? He's got himself 30, let's just say he's got 39 camel caravans or something here. And we are still seeing the Axemen, not Axe of Vengeance Axemen, it's just Axemen taking these military academies down so very, very slowly here. And more towers coming up for Kimo, just trying to push in, but the guard towers are set up for Matreiuss. He throws down a military academy here as well. Going to be pushing through, more towers coming in as these camel caravans will be running past these towers very, very shortly. Another Heliopolis coming into the fray here, going to be able to take down the Migdol stronghold, and Kimo still not noticing this. I'd love to see some walls coming through very, very shortly for Matreiuss if he could. Meanwhile, over here, we do see the rock raids are starting to come. The rock rates are not that strong anymore in 5.0 because they're at 4.0 speed, which means that Hippolyta can chase them down, Odysseus can chase them down, man, even Priest can probably chase them down. So just not the best, but we'll see him try and get some value out of that now. Kimo's got a ton of gold in the bank. Meanwhile, we see Kimo's town center getting taken down here as Matreiuss has got himself 3 Petropolis over here in order to prevent this from staying up. And Matreiuss is doing a lot of really, really good decision making here, I guess. But these Petropolis here in a fantastic position, and these, I don't know why Matreiuss is chopping through these trees, because he wants these trees here for the longest possible time. We do see these trees finally getting taken down as the villagers can walk through these gates here and get a lot of chaos started. And will we see Matreiuss replace his market? It looks like he's not going to. Meanwhile, still pushing forward. We've got a fortress getting set up over here. I imagine Kimo just simply going to put his market up on this side and start trading to his hometown center if he really needs to, because it's looking like that's what he's going to have to do as he's let Matreiuss in. And Matreiuss is just multiplied in this base so very, very nicely. See the mummy now taking out some more units here, doing very good things. And the town center back up yet again, it looks like, but Matreiuss probably just going to be able to focus this down, no problem. And Hippolyta trying to take out some of these mummies, but she's going to lose her life after maybe killing off 1 to these Axemen. 7 HP remaining. Doesn't quite fall, so might actually be able to pick off the other mummy here. Let me see the settlement. Good. Settlement is not going up. So, good one for Matreiuss. Meanwhile, over on this location, still a couple more raids coming in onto Kimo's economy here. Doing very, very nicely thus far. Another market going down. Kimo still not moving this market elsewhere, even after the double fortress, triple fortress coming in here. The villagers now swinging through for Matreiuss. He's going to be looking for it. He's going to be looking for something here. And there's the town center coming up. Has finally come up for Kimo yet again. Kimo gets his town center up for another showing here. And he's going to try and hold on to it this time. He's got the priest here. Now, one thing you might want to consider here is that the priest increases the spawn or the train time, or decreases the train time of your mercenary cavalry. So it's super worth it to be empowering the town centers building mercenary cavalry. And now we see the Heliopoli pushing through from the corner over here. Do we see that market up? There it is. So the market is up in the middle of the base, and he might be sending those forward to this town center. And now instead of the 100 and what gold he's getting, 112 is here, but we'll see what he actually ends up getting when this camel caravan comes in. Only 36 gold. So he will have to empower that market if he wants to stay afloat in this game. But Matreiuss is just strangling Kimo on all different angles here, but Kimo, I'd love to see more of that villager rock side build shenanigans that we were seeing from before. So very, very strong. You see the Polyphemus here now going after the catapults. Nice usage of the Polyphemus. 400 gold trades for 400 resources, and then maybe even gets off a second catapult here. Nice micro there from Kimo to make sure it stays alive. But Meanwhile, we've got another fortress, another temple coming up for Matreiuss as he's just like, look, I don't mind. I'm just going to make sure you can't ever have this corner back. I'm going to send these Heliopoli forward, going after the houses, going after everything else here. Very, very nice play here by Matreiuss to kill off those houses, trying to find some sort of an advantage here. As the mercenary cavalry just keep coming. And there's nothing really left here in the middle of the map for Matreiuss because he's so spread out over on this side of the map. In this side of the map, he's probably over here as well. Got a bunch of idols, has a bunch of idol villages he needs to sort out. Not that much resource in the bank now because most of it is this shortened trade route, which feels just a little bit worse for Matreiuss. I'm surprised he didn't go and try and just get this back as well because it gives him so much economy. And now we see the Heliopolis going after the hometown center of Kimo. The villagers get pulled though. We'll be able to take these Heliopoli down very, very quickly here, it seems. And we see the Polyphemus now walking in. This one's going to be much harder to kill as Matreiuss is like, look, I don't mind. I don't need it on the front anymore. I'm just going after your main. But the villagers do manage to take down that Heliopolis, but now we've got Gold Colossus and a Polyphemus here, though there is a mummy, so I have to be careful about that one. But the Pharaoh is coming through. We'll start empowering the town center to try and keep this one alive here as best as he possibly can. And we see the town center getting taken down. The militia swinging around here. We'll start taking down these catapults as well. 1 HP, not much HP over here either. We do see this catapult is falling beautifully by Matreiuss as he managed to hold on to this town center yet again. And the home town center of Kimo does end up falling. Will Kimo be able to continue here? There's 4 monuments right next to each other as well. Put a stop to that favor income. Kimo is like 58 favor, but it's still a big deal to stop the favor income anyways, because then you can just go mass Colossus and the other guy goes, what? Why don't I have favor? Meanwhile, we still see this town center alive and well. It's very, very low HP though, as more catapult coming through. And Matreiuss still trying to take this down. The Toxotes are here. He needs to target down the Pharaoh here, but we are seeing the temple actually the one to be targeted. If he can prevent this temple from staying alive, that prevents the mummies from coming out. It also kills the Cathar of Apollo, the Grugnair Odin Spear, and the head of Orpheus. So we'll see Kimo's line of sight shrink mightily there once he loses those relics. The village is now going back to the town center, still very close to going up. This Baluster Tower takes forever to go down, to be honest. So we see more units streaming in for Matreiuss, but it's looking like the town center will be back up. And while this is going on, Matreiuss loses his own town center here yet again. Matreiuss very much struggling to get an advantage, not struggling to get an advantage, but struggling to keep that advantage as Kimo keeps on applying the pressure left, right, and center here. We do see the mummy now walking through for Kimo. He does have a temple somewhere else that looks like up the top here. So we'll be able to pick off these Colossus very easily. See a little bit of micro from Matreiuss, but he's just decided, look, if the mummy's going to turn around and fight, doesn't matter. I can whack the mummy, kill it, and it's going to be completely dead. We do see the Polyphemus now able to target down the Pharaoh. It's actually going to start doing some serious damage to this town center, even with all of these villagers repairing it here. So it's looking like Matreiuss has just got this game very much under wraps here. He's got all the pressure on the map, taking this one down. Very, very nice play here. But another mummy is out, but not quite able to take this town center down just yet. And now we're seeing this town center of Matreiuss just a bit of a weak point for him here, as these catapult can just roll up and take this one down whenever they feel like it. And he does move forward with the catapult, thwacks that settlement twice here in order to take that one down. Very nice play. We see the siege tower now rolling in as well. Still not enough units in here for Kimo. He needs to just keep spamming those mercenary out. See the Polyphemus getting good damage done, but there's just not enough in here Matreiuss, if he wants to make a big push onto this town center to really work, these villagers on this temple over here should be making towers to push forward, because that forces Kimo to bring his siege over here to prevent the push from coming in. Right now, Kimo can just hold with mercenary while pushing over here with the actual army. If there were towers on the bottom there, nothing would happen here. But now Matreiuss on a big back foot here. Not really sure where he needs to go. He could, again, he could really push in on this town center as well if he wanted to. There's like 3 separate locations he can kind of put pressure onto if he so chose. So many Heliopoli coming in. We've got 5 Heliopoli out for Matreiuss, but do we have some spearmen coming through for Kimo? What's he got out? It looks like it's just axemen. So if these were spearmen, it would do a lot more damage to them, but not happening. So he's just going to be dealing with them with those mercenary, like I was saying. Meanwhile, able to push forward. More towers coming up for Kimo. Matreiuss here, 136 of 140 population. Decent resources in the bank, but not enough to get this town center back up just yet. We are seeing these militia fallen, but now the ballista tower just about up. Kimo's going to slow push here, it seems. We'd like to see some walls here from Kimo just to prevent the units from coming in and doing too much. Meanwhile, over here we are seeing this gold colossus helping out a lot, but all the Heliopoli do end up falling as the priest in the back is helping these villagers repair this town center very, very nicely. Kimo, how much favor in the back? Lots of favor. He does have this mummy just chilling here with 99%. Remaining here. The Heliopoli does fall. The mercenary coming back over onto the gold colossus here, doing very, very nicely. And now we've got the siege towers rolling in for Kimo. He's like, look, I'm just going to clear this up. I don't want to deal with this anymore. That will mean he has to deal with these militia, but he should be fine. Meanwhile, Polyphemus comes in and he's just going to clean up these ballista towers now. And ballista towers go down very fast to Polyphemus, especially with the help of a Heliopoli as well. The catapult's going down, and now Matreiuss can maybe get this town center back up over here. We are seeing the villagers chopping through this wood line over here, so we'll see if that's going to help him out in the future or not. Meanwhile, over here we've got some more guard towers coming down. This wood line is pretty much the only wood line. Oh no, there's still this wood line over here. And this wood line here for Kimo. So losing out on this one's not the biggest of deals, but it is going to be a little bit annoying for Kimo here in this game. And now the town center back up for Matreiuss, or going back up, and it looks like it's probably going to get back up as well. How many villagers still producing villagers out? Because he's lost a lot thus far. Just going to keep doing that stuff. Ooh, nice little ghost building there from Matreiuss to try and block this in. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but the siege tower gets through anyways. Gets one whack off, keeping that town center down. Meanwhile, over here, these siege towers getting cleaned up by the militia. Feels good. More siege towers just chilling in the back. Kimo's basically just trying to get this into a point where he can just focus on one location. If he can just focus on one location, and the mercenary, siege, mummy, chariot archers, all of that stuff just kind of wins the Greek army a little bit with the population advantage. So he's just trying to get there, really. And now he's got that mummy out. We'll be able to pick off the gold colossus in one shot. Nice play. The question you got to ask yourself, really, is where are the Hetairoi? The Hetairoi pushing in will take down these town centers very, very quickly in the back. Take down the houses and all the other good stuff. Obviously, not enough population right now for Matreiuss as he's sending in another Polyphemus. Polyphemus is one of those units that just is ridiculous. Just flat out ridiculous. 400 gold for 702 HP worth of unit. 25 damage with the 5 crush damage as well. It's a lot. Kimo with good economy at this point now, as the Polyphemus moving forward will be taking out the catapult here. There's another siege tower falling, but Matreiuss still not able to get himself this town center back here, as Kimo is looking like he's almost stabilizing here. You see over here, this Theseus is ready to push these mummies back. A couple of axemen going to swing in, try and deal with him. You see the villager now moving forward, going to try and repair up or build up these walls to prevent the Axemen from coming in, but they do sneak past. We'll go after that Theseus as best as they can. We see the siege towers going after the fortress. We'll be able to take it down very, very shortly. The Axemen kind of scratching Polyphemus here. What are they doing? Like 2-3 damage, 3-4 damage in attack onto the Polyphemus. It's like nothing. Now more
into you.
More militia popping in onto this location as the Axemen does get a little bit of a bonus against the militia and the hoplite, so still going strong. Matreiuss trying to get his town center back up, but I feel like Kimo's not going to allow it. He is sending in a siege tower right now, making sure it doesn't come up here. And now we just see these militia taking this down. Another Colossus coming in. Colossus takes the town center down so slowly. We do see the mummy is in here with the special, but it takes 20 seconds to recharge. So this gold Colossus is going to get a little bit of value out of it, but will end up dying in the end of the day if Kimo pays attention. We see the town center just about up for Matreiuss here. As he does get it up. But does he have the resources now? He does have the resources. So we can really start pushing here with everything. Get everything out if he wanted to. 133 of 160 pop. To Kimo's 146 of 160 pop. But Kimo's like full decked out right now. He's got no money whatsoever here. Catapults going after the fortified town center. We'll be able to take this one down very slowly, but should be able to actually here, especially if you can get some walls up. Again, there's probably just not enough walls here, just in general. I think Matreiuss could have walled closer here, made more boxes, and set up the Petropolis to take down the town center. And obviously, I think Kimo can do something very similar here as well. Obviously, both players want to give each enemy an opportunity to kill them, right? Now the catapult comes in to give the previous catapult some respite, but probably ends up getting sniped. Meanwhile, we see these villagers of Matreiuss going to be sneaking around here, maybe chopping down these trees. Now Kimo's got his eyes set still on the prize of taking this town center down and keeping it down. He's been doing this all game. This is the only town center Kimo cares about here. Doesn't want to try and go for the back town center. Doesn't want to go for the middle town center. Just wants to go right here for the third. Still, no walls for the catapult. I mean, there's towers up, so it's kind of okay, and it's hard to put the walls up, but you kind of need to for catapult. Otherwise, your opponent just bum rushes you, and you lose 400 resources for next to nothing. But Kimo's still trying to take this down. Matreiuss still trying to hold. Matreiuss now at 154 of 160 pop. So a good amount of population just seemingly not able to compete with the Ra army at this point. Now seeing Siege Tower now moving in yet again. Town center at like half HP. Doing nicely, but that's about it. Thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs. KMC Bane. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Expelector asks, what do you think is the weak civ? I don't know how to play with Norse, and I think the Chinese are the most overpowered. The Chinese are definitely one of the strongest civs in the game, but not on Voobly. They don't exist on Voobly. So the weakest civs, I think I did a tier list of it, so go check that out. I think I put Gaia and Loki towards the very bottom of the tier list. And I'm going to stick by that. Kimo's still kind of managing to deal with this right now. Matreiuss is actually going to be out of gold fairly soon. He does have the gold over here as well. Meanwhile, Kimo's finally going to be getting himself these relics back over here. Very nice. We've got a ton of catapults here for Kimo. We've got the Hoplite, Spearman, and Olbstark. And Mamillo. Gugnir Odin Spear helping out those Spearmen that Kimo's not making. But it's good. It's good. Oh, and looks like Matreiuss does actually in effect lose wood here. The villagers stop repairing, and that's huge. As now Matreiuss will not be able to just pick up all the catapult that are coming in here. There's just too many catapult just continuously targeting that town center here. And very, very tough for Matreiuss at this point. We'll see what if he's got any magic left in his up his sleeve. And no, he does not. Does decide to tap out in 59 minutes and 20 seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. What a game by these two. Just back and forth for the entirety of it. We do see that Matreiuss was able to cut this corner off, but it wasn't enough to end the game. And Kimo holds, Kimo pushes, Kimo uses this water to the best of his abilities to get so much value, and taking down this town center hurt Matreiuss so much, and he just was not able to win this game in the end of the day. Let's check the post game out quickly and just show you some of the cool stats. Kimo with nearly 1,300 units killed. Matreiuss only 987, 1,140 units lost, which, I mean, that's mercenary for you. And then we also have on this location here, we've got Matreiuss with a resource advantage for the entire game, but it just does not translate into losing that many more units and losing your town center at the end of the game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hitting the follow button if you're on the Twitch. If you are on the YouTubes, do consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and also leaving a like. And I'll see you guys in the next game.